In my comeback video, I shared how I had to start over in a new country without immediate family. It was one of the hardest periods of my life, and I leaned heavily on my faith in God for strength and direction. Lorraine asked how I keep my faith when things get tough, and I felt this was the perfect moment for me to share my perspective since I am currently navigating uncertainty myself. Here's how I approach these moments and rely on God to guide me through. The foundation of my faith. I grew up in a Christian Catholic family and spent my entire education in Catholic schools. From a young age, I was invited, not forced, to have a relationship with God. I was not required to attend church every Sunday or pray on command. Instead, my family led by example, creating an environment that encouraged me to explore my faith authentically. Of course, no environment is perfect, but I was blessed with the discernment to focus on the good and nurture my personal relationship with God. As I grew older, I built my own experiences with God, strengthening and adjusting my relationship with Him over time. I have never felt the need to compare my faith with anyone else's. Even though we are all made in God's image, I believe each person's journey with Him is unique. Understanding this has been key for me because it helps me stay grounded, avoiding comparison or envy, and trusting God's specific plan for my life. How I keep my faith when things get hard. The foundation of my faith is trust. I trust God and His promises. He said He will go before me, make a way, and enlighten my path. And I carry this promise with me wherever I go. Your relationship with God is like any other relationship. It requires trust to grow and sustain. You must be willing to hand your life over to Him, relinquish control, and trust His plan. At the same time, it is important to show God that He can trust you. This means making the effort to connect with Him daily through prayers, reflection, and striving to grow as a person. I am not perfect, but I believe in asking for forgiveness, learning from mistakes, and asking God to repair what's broken in me. And most importantly, I always talk to Him. If you know me, you know I am always praying. When situations are beyond my control, I remind myself that this is when I need to leave everything to Him. Sometimes my only prayer is, God, thank you for bringing me this far. I have no control over the situation, so I hand it over to you. Do what you know is best for me because I trust that anything you do is for my good. Making peace with the process. Another thing that I've learned is to make peace with my circumstances. Jesus Himself suffered and was humiliated for us, but He trusted God to see Him through. That is why we shouldn't be ashamed of hard times. Everyone experiences difficulties. They simply don't always show them. So, no matter how low we feel, remember that God has a plan. Sometimes you need the lows to prepare for the highs. As long as you have God, no situation will destroy you. He promises to give us strength and keep us standing, even when it feels like the world is crumbling around us. A reminder of God's promise. In moments of uncertainty, I remind myself of God's promise. He has never failed me, and I know He won't start now. Everything He has said, He has done, and He always keeps His promises. So, how do I keep my faith when things get hard and I have to start over? I trust in His promise. I rely on Him completely, knowing that He is my guide, my strength, and my constant in every storm.